Breaking news. In a major escalation in tensions between the U.S. and Iran, the top Iranian general has been killed in an airstrike while leaving the Baghdad airport. The Pentagon confirmed the U.S. military carried out the attack. Qasem Soleimani was one of the most powerful figures in the Middle East and had been the top military man in Iran for more than 20 years.
امریکایی‌ها باید آماده باشند که سیلی بخورند. امریکایی‌ها بدانند که دیگه در دنیا در هیچ نقطه‌ای روی امنیت و آرامش رو بر اساس این جنایتی که کردن نخواهند دید.
Breaking news as we come on the air tonight. Iran has launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles at 2 locations in Iraq where U.S. troops are based. The Pentagon says the missiles were fired from Iranian territory in retaliation for the U.S. drone strike in Baghdad last week that killed Iran's top general. President Trump said today he was prepared to strike back if Iran retaliated, and we're told he is meeting with his top national security advisors at this hour inside the White House. Tonight, American...
Good morning. I'm pleased to inform you the American people should be extremely grateful and happy. No Americans were harmed in last night's attack by the Iranian regime.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Families across this country are devastated tonight. Their loved ones caught in a tumultuous and tragic series of events in Iran. This is all that remains of Ukraine International Airlines flight PS-752. All 176 people, at least 30 of them children, were killed when the Boeing 737 fell from the sky minutes after takeoff from Tehran Airport. It was not one of the grounded 737 MAX planes. Most of those on board were from Iran and from Canada. It went down just hours after Iran fired ballistic missiles onto U.S.-occupied bases in Iraq, a revenge attack against the U.S. for killing a top Iranian general.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning. The chopper reportedly went down just before 10 a.m. local time, according to the fire department out there in Calabasas, California. That's northwest of Los Angeles. You can see the picture there. It burst into flames on impact, starting a nearby brush fire. The 41-year-old Kobe Bryant was reportedly traveling with 4 others in that aircraft, in that helicopter. The LA County Fire Department saying all 5 people perished in the crash. At the time of the accident, there were foggy conditions in that area that may have diminished visibility. Bryant leaves behind a wife, Vanessa, and 4 daughters. He was, of course, one of the most legendary players in NBA history, starring for 2 decades with the LA Lakers, a 4-time All-Star MVP player, winning 5 championships, making 18 All-Star games before he retired in 20.
有44例吧，有11例重症，没有这么紧张。
哦，
不
那
像SARS啊，相当于传染性没有相当于紧张。
那您还是对政府的政策比较放心的是吧？
哎。
The U.S. now has more than 100,000 COVID-19 cases. That's nearly 20,000 more new coronavirus patients than in Italy, which is the second worst affected country. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump signed into law a bill of more than $2 trillion, all aimed at helping struggling Americans and lessening the pandemic's impact on the economy. It's the biggest economic stimulus package the U.S. has seen in modern history. The death toll in Italy has now surpassed 10,000. Currently, this is the highest in any country. People are dying at such a rate that cemeteries have been struggling to keep up. Six critically ill COVID-19 patients in Italy will be taken to civilian hospitals in Germany. They arrived in the country on Saturday in what Germany's defense minister calls a sign of solidarity. Spain now has more than 70,000 cases of COVID-19, and the last 24 hours have marked a new high in the daily rise in fatalities. The country saw more than 800 deaths overnight, bringing the death toll to 5,690. Nursing homes across the country have been overwhelmed, and this skating rink in Madrid has been turned into a makeshift morgue to deal with the spike in fatalities.
We remain deeply concerned about New York City and the New York metro area.
That is because more than half of the nation's new coronavirus cases are being found right here. Crowded subway cars may have accelerated the spread. New York's governor says FEMA gave the state 400 ventilators. To that, he said this.
What am I going to do with 400 ventilators when I need 30,000? You pick the 26,000 people who are going to die because you only sent 400 ventilators.
The governor now projects that the state will need up to 140,000 beds with an additional 40,000 ICU beds.
Good morning, guys. You know, we really did not believe it until we got here and we saw all these people really stocking up on all of these essentials. Now, this store specifically here in Chino Hills, we can confirm that they are out of paper towels and Kleenex and running low on water. The frenzy is real and it is happening here at this location. Take a look. This is video from earlier this morning. It was around 9:30 when people started lining up outside about 30 minutes before the store officially opened. You can see about 200 people in line. Half of them saying they're here for toilet paper, water, some of the basic essentials, while other people, they're just shopping for food. The situation here yesterday, however, was so hectic, police were called after some customers started fighting over toilet paper and water. The chaos also happening at several stores yesterday. Take a look. This is video of a Costco in Woodland Hills. Again, a big line outside the store yesterday morning. The store there sold out of water due to the buying frenzy. We are now hearing that Costco is limiting customers to just 2 packs of water per member per day. Not sure if this is happening at all Costco locations. Viewers have been sending us videos showing the chaos from stores in Burbank to Van Nuys to Marina Del Rey. Also popular on social media, people posting pictures of empty store shelves selling out of things like hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes. Customers are also stocking up on dry grocery items, cleaning supplies, especially Clorox and bleach, water, paper goods. Costco
A curfew couldn't keep protesters in Minneapolis at home. Fires on the streets of a city in its 4th night of unrest. And across America, solidarity turned into aggression. All triggered by the death of George Floyd, an unarmed black man who died whilst in police custody.
The owner of the Dodge dealership in San Leandro saw the whole thing coming. There were looters across the way at the Nike clearance store. It looked like they were finishing up and then starting to cross the street. The employees had moved some of the cars to block the driveway, and then he told them to retreat and get out of there.
Man, they're stealing all the cars.
Video posted to social media shows the moment looters were stealing brand new cars and driving them off the lot. Some of them stopping to burn out the tires on the way.
How many vehicles?
Right now we're thinking 50.
Stolen?
Gone. So we have trackers on them, so we're seeing which ones are out there. So they're running around everywhere.
Owner Carlos Hidalgo said the crooks broke into the building and gained access to the key safe.
They got through the first one.
And likely triggered the car alarms to guide them to the corresponding vehicle. Every empty parking space you see here represents a stolen car. They took nearly every high-end $100,000 Dodge Hellcat. The one that was in this spot was used to ram the other ones out of the way.
So they just drove it right through here.
And the one that was on the showroom floor, they drove it right out the front window.
It's wild. Look at all these people.
Across the street, this was the scene last night in front of the Nike store, the parking lot filled with looters arriving in their cars. The damage gives you some hint of the tsunami of violence and criminal activity that was about to overcome the city. Shelves, racks, cash registers, all picked clean. Glass, merchandise, and debris were strewn out everywhere.
Just after 6 p.m. local time on Tuesday the 4th of August, an explosion ripped through Beirut's port. People in Lebanon's capital had earlier spotted a large fire at the port, billowing dark smoke into the air. There were reports that a warehouse containing fireworks had caught fire. And several videos of the scene showed colored flashes in the flames. Videos from the scene suggest there was one smaller explosion. And then roughly 30 seconds later, this enormous shock. The blast struck with the force of a 3.5 magnitude earthquake. This was the aftermath. Windows shattered in buildings across the city and damaged cars on the roads near the port.
Azerbaijani tanks completely annihilated. These images released by the Armenian Ministry of Defense shows the latest outbreak of violence over the disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh. Now Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan is calling on all parts of the army to come out and fight.
Now, by the decision of the government, martial law and total mobilization are declared in the Republic of Armenia. I call on the personnel attached to the troops to report to their regional military commissariats.